tell you now just who they are. Listen to their stories and how they tell when they join and how they're doing so well, telling us what it's all about today and how they are loving that own passive way. On passive, here today on passive, there's no better way. Listen to the Julie and the Milo show, so then you can be the very first to know. On passive, it's a here today. Julie and Milo show is coming your way on passive.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Today is July 28th, 2021. My name is Julie Nguyen from Orange County. Welcome to the Julie and Milo show. It has been a great time, great day today, and I'm so glad to be here. And I'd like you to meet Milo. Milo is actually happy to be here with us today. Milo, if you could please saying hello to everyone.
Hey, how you guys doing? It's Milo from Nashville, Tennessee.
I love that, Milo. Thank you, Milo. Every single day, you and I are getting together. We endlessly, every single day, talking about ONPASSIVE, things that both you and I can do for the community and helping bring people out and helping other people. Not only that, we do feel so blessed because we get to hear the firsthand everyone's founder's story. And you know what? Today we do have a guest in our holding room. And I had such a pleasure talking to this guy a little bit. He is such a great human being. So Milo, I can't wait to hear his story. So if you could please introduce our guest today, Milo.
Absolutely, Julie. We just had a few minutes to talk to him, but we read his bio. It's great. I'm excited to listen to him today. So with no further ado, let's bring to the stage Mr. Christopher Opira. Come on out, Christopher. Welcome to the show, Christopher.
Hello, Chris. So good to have you here with us. Thank you for being here.
Thank you very much. I appreciate. Thank you very, very much for having me on the show.
So good to have you, Christopher. And what we like to do, we like to get to know founders more. We feel like we're the most blessed people in the world, me and Julie, because we get to meet the founders. And so what we would like to do is we would like to know, where did it all start? Where was Christopher Opira? Where was he born? What about his parents? How about his family? How about his siblings? Take about 3 minutes and tell us about your life there.
Thank you very much indeed. I was born in Uganda and I now live in Kenya. I have been in Nairobi for a long time. I came to school and then I got married in Kenya and blessed with 5 children, 4 daughters and 1 son. My son is the youngest, and they're all grown up now. 3 of my daughters are in the US, and 1 daughter is here in Nairobi, and my son is here with me. They are all graduates, and yeah, so that's family.
You have any siblings?
Now I do not have my parents. I lost both of them in different times in the past. And yeah, so I'm here, happy with, yeah.
You have any brothers and sisters?
So yeah, I left home, came to Nairobi to do school. And it was a tough journey in the beginning. I took a train ride, came to Nairobi. It was a long one and with a lot of challenges on the way. I was then able to stay here in the hands of a friend who took care of me for about a month, and then I found school. And, you know, so it started right there, and I became agricultural engineering technician for tropical countries. I worked in a farm for a short while, and then went back to college, and yeah, and became a mechanical engineer. And yeah, so most of my life has been here.
Wow. So Chris, I have just learned about you about a little bit more than 24 hours. And I know
Yes.
you've done a lot of things, and there's many things that happen in your life. I'm gonna
Yes.
stop talking, but I'm gonna let you tell the story. You have listed about 10 things, and I don't know where to start on your bio. So just tell me, what are the most interesting things or things that you've done that you want us to know about you? Who's Chris? What Chris has done in his life so far. I give it about 7 minutes to talk about it.
That's fine. Thank you very, very much indeed. Julie, when I was young, um, I was born into a dysfunctional family. And so when I turned 9, there was a problem. My father refused that I may continue with school past his own level. He had done school up to nine years of his life, and he stopped. Then he vowed that his own child may not go past his own level. And he just put his foot down and refused and said, no, my son cannot go to school. But my mom wanted me to continue with school. And so he put up a big fight against my mom and all that. And so my mom saw that this was dangerous. And she took me away to her own sister, because my father had also actually vowed and said, if my mom was insisting that I continue with school, then would lightning come from above and strike me, take me out of school, from amongst the others. And so my mom was so scared and took me away to her own sister, who took care of me, and I went to school there and all that, but with a lot of hardships, when you don't have your mom and all that. So that was that time. And when I became 11, when I was 11 years old, my mom had also escaped from my dad, joined us, and then she didn't have a house to live in. So at 11 years, I decided to build a hut for her. It was a good one. And that hut was for her, for myself, and for my little brother. I have only one brother. I do not have a sister. And so that was that. That was interesting for me because at 11 years, I was able to put up shelter for my mom on my own with
Wow.
very little help from anywhere. Yes. So the next thing is that I took this daring train ride to Nairobi. I actually just told my mom I would like to go to Kenya, to Nairobi. And because I had applied for university admission in Nairobi, and in those days, it was Idi Amin's time, the dictator, and systems had collapsed. Now I was going to rely on the mailing system, the post office box. And because systems had failed, so I feared in my own heart that if Nairobi University was going to admit me into architectural engineering, which I wanted, then chances were that my admission letter was not going to arrive. So I told my mom, I said, I am going to Nairobi. I do not know that place. I do not know that country, but I want to go there and present myself at the university so that I tell them I'm here. If you admit me, then I'm ready to receive the admission here. Now, so that's why I came to Nairobi. And then it was a grueling journey. It was a long, hard journey on the way. People were doing a lot of dirty deals and so on. I sat on the floor of the train drivers of the engine. The driver of the train actually brought me in the cabin, in his driver's compartment, and I was sitting on the floor all the way, and it was hard. It was very hard. Right. So That was an interesting risk, and which I did. The next one is when I actually took a daring trip to the United Kingdom in 1980, when a friend, a very, very good Asian friend, insisted that I must come and attend the wedding of his daughter in the city of Bolton. And I liked him, he liked me, and we trusted one another, and I did not want to disappoint him. So I said yes. And because I said yes, I had to take the risk. And I didn't have much money, but I was able to pay for the air ticket. And so I took that flight. It was a Ugandan airline flight. It took me from Nairobi to Entebbe, from Entebbe to Cairo, from Cairo to, I think from Cairo to Milan, in Italy. And then we went on to Frankfurt. And from Frankfurt, we, landed in London. And now I didn't have much money. I just had $36, $36? No. It was about $71, okay? And so when we arrived in London, I was misled by another friend that, found on the plane. And we went into a very expensive hotel, and it took a lot of my money, and I still had the journey to go to Bolton, but by train, So the next morning, I went to Piccadilly station and made a call to my host that I'm about to come. And so I made that call. I had all my contacts in my diary, and I forgot. I left my diary. So now, where was I going? I didn't have the address, you see. But thank God I could remember the address, So when I reached Bolton, I went to a taxi driver and I told him I would like to go to this address. That taxi driver took me straight to the home.
Wow.
And so I was with this Asian family for the whole week, And it was a good wedding and all that. Then I started my journey coming back. When I arrived in London, I found my diary at the station. Then I went now to the airline to take a flight back. But I had not understood that I was traveling on excursion ticket that restricted me and insisted I should live I should stay in Britain, for a full 14 days before coming back. But I was ready to come, and I didn't have much money to keep me, you see. So luckily, I had a friend, a very, very good friend, who lives now in New Jersey, and he's a citizen now of the United States, And so I called him, and he just said, "Please come over to my place, in Bedford." So I went and I lived with him for a week, and then I took a flight back home, So
Wow.
that was a really, really interesting one, Then there's so much more to that, but I want to move on. Then I was offered a job in a big conglomerate company, a large company international called Londro International, a UK-based organization. And so I was taken in as a quality control engineer, and with a charge or a responsibility to set up a quality control department for the control of all the engineering products of the organization, And so I set up a quality control engineering department, quality control department in the large factory with over 150 personnel every day working. And so I did a lot of work in that area. I set up the quality control department and so on and so on. And so much more happened. I was able to produce a lot of very high quality stuff.
Man,
And that's
it
them.
sounds like you have had a wonderful time, man, and you've been everywhere. You've done
Yeah.
everything. You've traveled every place. But let me ask you one question before we move on. Do you sing or do you
Yes,
like music?
I do. I do. In fact, I would like to, I, my desire, and it's been there for a long time. This is my dream. I want to set up a school of music, you know.
Oh, okay, cool.
And yeah, so I'm looking for a way to do that, you know.
On
Uh,
passive, on
you know,
passive
so
is going to be a way because you'll be able to do everything through Academy, and you'll
yeah,
have all the tools and everything for recording and everything, and you're going to do wonderful with it. But we are
yeah.
running down on time, so let's move on to Julie. Julie, go ahead and let's move into what
Yeah.
we came to talk about.
Absolutely. Thank you, Chris. What's a great journey that you've been through. And the journey that we are all in together too, it's all because of On Passive. And it has been a
Yeah.
great journey, and every single day Milo and I are blessed to be here on this journey and meeting everyone across the world. So I wanted to ask you, when did you hear about On Passive? When did you join, and what made you take the action to become a On Passive founder?
I heard about ONPASSIVE about one, what is that? About a year ago. About just 1 year ago, I heard about it from a colleague who had introduced me to a network, a network organization, which is called, Crowd One. And so he asked me to join, but I wasn't ready. And, because I was already quite busy with another network, and I didn't think it was a good idea. So now, much later, and this is about 4 months ago now, 4, 5 maybe.
Wow.
Another colleague introduced me, and this is Francis. And then on the same day he introduced me, he actually connected me with Lynn, and Lynn had a word with me. And for me, it was instant. When I understood the concept, it was instant. I took it up same day, and yeah, so
Wow.
that's how I got connected. Yes.
How has it been for you? 4 months being a founder of On Passive. How has it been for you?
Fabulous. This is the place, and the beauty about it is that this is an organization that doesn't really require you to go looking for people to bring into the team because of artificial intelligence. So this is the thing for me, I have done so much network marketing for many years, and it's a tough journey. It's a tough journey because of a challenge, because of one thing which is called active ratio. If you do not have a sizable active ratio in your team, you are done. You're not getting money, you see. In my network, I had built up a team of up to 5,000 people across many countries. And so at one time, well, with a very large population in Southern Sudan, actually, more than 2,500 people. And then when Southern Sudan went back into, a bit of a problem again, so my business there shut down.
Wow.
And so that left me with, other marketplaces, and the active ratio just went down. And you know what that means, no money. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yes. Yeah. So when I was told that there is artificial intelligence that will spring to work for me and build me, that was it for me. You see. So that was it. And then the product as well. The products was another attraction to me, because I am used to nutritional products and what have you, supplements and stuff like that, right? But this one is different. It is the IT, products in the IT. So those were my two attractive points. Yes.
So let me ask you this really quick. I know you are a nutritionalist, and then you are also a healer with a lot of people across the world. So let me ask you really quick. How do you see that ONPASSIVE could help you to integrate between what you're doing right now? How do you see ONPASSIVE can help you in doing what you are doing right now?
Though I may not have understood quite well the connect between ONPASSIVE and and what I do, but I have constantly heard and learned in the various webinars that ONPASSIVE may assist people like us who are in other businesses to help us grow those businesses. So I am hoping that ONPASSIVE will find a way of promoting this, nutritional, supplements and what have you to keep people healthy. You see, so that's what I would really pray for. Yes.
Awesome. Man, sounds good. I mean, I think ONPASSIVE is going to help you with all of those things. So let's move on to the. I like to go into another part. We always say on ONPASSIVE that ONPASSIVE is changing the world one person at a time, and it started with Ash Mubarak. And most people that we talk to, when they first come in, they're looking for another stream of income or whatever, and then all of a sudden things change and you realize it's much bigger than that. ONPASSIVE is bigger than another stream of income. We know that we're going to have more apples than we can use, and so it comes to the point, well, you start expanding your mind. What am I going to do with all these apples? So a two-part question. What are you, Christopher, going to do with your apples, with your immediate family, whatever you want to do? Number one. And number two, then what are you going to do with all the other apples that you have? You have charities or people, how are you going to use that money? So if you can answer those two questions.
Excellent question. Let's start with my family. I have ancestral land for my family that's not protected. It's not secure. It's good land, and people are eyeing this land, and I would like to find a way of keeping it safe. And I need money now, so I see that ONPASSIVE will make it possible for me. And then, of course, put up shelter and stuff like that to take care of my family and all. And also encourage my family to take up education seriously. So all these activities require money. So that's for family. Then I would like, to use resources from ONPASSIVE to actually set up a very, very good school of music. And
Love that.
this is something that I hold dear in my heart, and it's been there for a long time. So I'd like to do that. And it's not just going to be an ordinary school. It'll take care of music, all sorts of music, jazz, the orchestra and stuff like that. These are things I dream of, and it's been in my head for a long time. Now, why School of Music? Because I know the arts are superb, and they're things that change people's lives so fast, Yeah. The third one, the third one that I think, I really believe ONPASSIVE will help me with is that it will assist me to establish health insurance for it will, yeah, health insurance for the communities around me, for the people in society, because when there is enough money, and then people can pay, for medication, for treatment and things like that, and so I see that ONPASSIVE is going to help me in this area,
Wow.
and plus many more things. I have been in charity before. I have been in charity organization. My organization has been the Association of Roundtables, in which I have been very, very active. I was active until I was wheeled out to Club 41. I'm now a member of Club 41. And so we take care of a lot of institutions, people, physically disabled, and all sorts of disability. I remember we built an extension of the hospice in, the National Hospital, Kenyatta, for people with backbone problems. I personally participated in building a solar heated swimming pool for the lame children, that helps them to swim in warm water, so that they can get their feet, up to work again.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I love
many
your
of these
heart.
things.
I love your
Yeah.
heart. I love your passion. I love the thing about music. There's nothing like music that soothes the soul. And the cool thing is with it is you'll be able to, instead of giving a guy a fish to eat, you'll be able to teach him to fish. You can give him a spot, it grows your spot, it grows yours. Unfortunately, we're running out of time, so I'm going to send it back over to Julie so she can make
Yes.
some closing remarks here. Take us out
Thank
here,
you.
Julie.
All right. Thank you so much, Milo. Chris, it has been such a great conversations we have had. And especially today, you tell more stories about you. And I really appreciate you. I know that you have a lot of things that you haven't told. And I know that you have a lot of great things that you're doing. I know when you mentioned about the School of Music, Milo is there smiling from ear to ear. And then he's going to show up. He's going to be there. And I know that he's going to put his hand in there with you so that he can work. Because Milo is actually a musician. He loves music. Everyone,
Really?
yes,
Oh,
yes,
Oh, yeah. I'm right
Yeah.
here in Nashville, Music City, USA.
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
You'll have to come over and visit me.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
His children are actually Chris's children are actually in the US. So whenever you're in the US, you gotta come see Milo for music, and you gotta see the beach in the
Yeah.
US, and come to California with me.
Yeah.
But Chris, it has been
Last year when I was there, actually I was there just before COVID landed. I came back from the US in November of 2019, and I did a lot of travel there. In Virginia, my daughter took me to some music extravaganza, and it was really, really fun. And then, then my other daughter, took me everywhere. I think I probably flew across half of America,
wow.
and and then,
That's awesome.
so I just love music, and I sing also. I do some, sometimes I sing, and I help the church, in the church service and stuff like that. Yeah.
That's so fantastic, Chris. So in about an hour, we're gonna have the Julie and Milo show live, and then we're gonna have another Julie and Milo show on Saturday. So if you ever have time and would love for you to come and join us, and then let us hear a little bit the music side of your as well. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you, everyone, for watching the Julie and Milo show. It has been such a pleasure listening to Chris's story. I do hope that you go to julieandmilo.com. There are over 150, I think 160 stories of founders of ONPASSIVE. And if you like to know more what ONPASSIVE is all about, please go to julieandmilo.com. We do have lots of presentations, informations, and if you like to become part of ONPASSIVE, please get back with the person who shared this message with you. The decision that you make today will change your life forever. It has changed everyone, every single one of us. There are over 800,000 of us are here. So I do hope that you make that decision for you and for your family. Thank you so much for watching the Julie and Milo show. Once again, please take care of yourself and take care of others. Good night from Orange County, California.
Good night.
Good
Thank
night
you.
from
Thank you for
Nashville.
To the stories and how they tell when they join and how they're doing so well, telling us what it's all about today and how they are loving that own passive way. On passive, here today on passive, no better way. Listen to the Julie and the Milo show, so then you can be the very first to know. On passive, it's